So we've learned a lot about word problems this chapter. We've learned all that stuff about money, but we've also learned in the beginning of the chapter, we learned about growth and decay, and we did some word problems associated with growth and decay. So now what's going to happen, and this is going to happen throughout your test, so you want to make sure you get it. You're going to have three options, and I'll just tear this off, so I will always come back to it. It's either going to be 1, 2, or 3. So how do you know which one it's going to be? Okay? As soon as you see the word compounded, this one's out. It's either going to be this one, this one. If it says compounded monthly, daily, whatever, it's this one. But as soon as you see continuously, it's this one. Okay? All right, let me pause this real quick. So I'm going to read through this problem. It says it has an initial population. That means that's going to be my start, okay? And then I see my percent. So I have to decide, is that going to be greater than 100% or less? Well, it says the words decay. So that means it's going to be less than 100%, which means it's going to be 93%. So really, that's not my blue, because that's what I don't have. 93% is what I have. Okay? They want to know how long it's going to take for my population to cut in half. So I come over here. I don't see the word compounded. I don't see compounded continuously, so it's got to be this formula here. Okay? So y equals a times b to the x, where I get 2123 times 0.93 to the x. Okay? Now the problem is they want to know how long it's going to take for this to cut in half. Well, that means that it starts at 20,000, but they don't want it to be at 20,000. They want it to be half of that. So my 10,000 goes in here. Okay, I don't need the formula anymore. And now I can just solve this. How do I solve? Divide by 20 grand. I know that 10,000 divided by 20,000 is 0.5 or 1/2, whatever you want. Okay, now I don't know what that is. Well, that reminds me of this whole purpose of this chapter. What do I have to do? Log both sides. When I do that, the little turns big. So I have log of 0.5 equals x log of 0.93. And then I have to go, hey, what am I doing? I'm trying to solve for x. Divide by log 0.93. Divide by log 0.93. Then I pick up my simple calculator, and I go log of 0.5 divided by log of 0.93. Oops. And I get 9.55. Okay. If I say how long, you're going to say 9.55 years. If I say about how long, you will say 10 years. Okay? So notice the difference, because some questions I'm asking for an estimation, and some I'm asking exactly. Okay? All right, let's try the next one. So I know the answer is, let's see, what did it say? How long? So 9.55 years. Okay? All these papers have writing in them. All right, so Franklin purchased a new car. So that's the principal. That's what he started with. Unfortunately, the car depreciates. All right, depreciates means it's going down by 18%. Okay, so that means that it's 100 minus 18, which is 82. So really, that's my blue. They want a function to represent the situation. And oh, by the way, let's look. Which one is it? I don't see compounded, and I don't see compounded continuously, so it's this one right here. Okay? All right? So I know, and I actually have space for this one. It says write a function, so instead of writing y equals a times b to the x, I have to do f of x equals 31,499 times 0.82 to the x. And then they want me to estimate the number of years that it will take it to reach less than 14,000. Okay, I'm going to use paper for that. So now they want to know how long is it going to take to be 14,000. And some of you go, how do I know if I put it here or here? Are you really going to put 14,000 in for x? Come on. That's ridiculous. Okay? I'm not saying you're ridiculous. I'm saying you're smart enough to know where the best place to put it is if you're not sure where it goes. All right? This is now a repeat of the previous problem. What do? Divide by 31499. Divide by 31499. Now, by the way, I challenge you, if you know what to do, press pause. Don't copy mine. See if you can do it without me, and then see if it matches. Round to the nearest hundredth, so we all get the same answer. And now, what do we do when we can't make the bases the same? We log it. I get log of 0.44 equals little, turns big, just like we did in the last one. Divide by log 0.82, divide by log 0.82. So, oops, log of 0.44 divided by log of 0.82. Let me double check that that's right. Yep, 4.14. 4.14. So x equals 4.14. If they ask me how long it's going to take, the answer is 4.14 years. If they say about how long, I want you to say 5 years. Because, yeah, technically 4 years is closer, but if you stop at 4 years, then that's not going to be the case. And plus, they say less than 14,000. So if you say 4 and just that, it's still at more than 14,000. So let's see what they want. It says estimate the number of years. So about 5 years. Okay. All right, let's do the next one. All right, I invested $2,300 in the bank. Ooh, I see the word compounded. As soon as I see compounded, I know it's this one or this one. And how do I know which one it is? It doesn't say continuously, so it's this one. Okay? So I'm going to go A equals P 1 plus R over NT, over N to the NT. Now, I know this seems silly. How am I going to remember this? I don't know. I remember punt, P-N-T, or runt. I don't know. That's what works for me. So now I'm actually going to do this problem, and I'll write 2,300 because that's my principal. Parentheses 1 plus my rate. There's my rate, which is 2.8%, but I need to move the decimal 2 times to the left. 0.028. It says quarterly. Quarterly means it's going to happen 4 times in 1 year. And the time, I don't know the time. But they want to know how long it's going to take to reach. Let me zoom out a little bit, sorry. 3,000. So that 3,000 is going to go right here. This one is definitely more complex, but I don't need anything else but this now. So let me zoom back in. I don't need anything else but this. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is divide by 2,300. So 3, 1, 2, 3, divided by 2,300, round to the nearest hundredth, 1.30. And then I'm going to take all of this, put it into my calculator, and then write it right here. Okay? So I'm going to go 1 plus parenthesis 0.028 divided by 4, and I get 1.007. Now this problem is just like the other ones. I can't make the bases the same. What do? Log, log. So I get log of 1.30 equals little turns big. Okay? I want to get the t by itself. Divide by log of 1.07. Log of 1.007. So now I have to pick up my calculator. Log of 1.30 divide log of 1.007. I think that was right. Yep. And I get 37.61. Now I divide by 4. T equals. And I get 9.40. Okay. If they say exactly how long does it take, the answer is 9.40 years. If they want to know about, you would say 10 years. So let's see. What did they say? How long? Since it says how long, 9.40 years. Okay? So there's the work for that. All right. Let's Let's go to the next one. Okay. I invest $2,300. Oops, look at my pen. Just dropped it. I invest $2,300. I think it's not the same one. Oh, it's not. Because this time it says, let me get my little page. This time it says continuously compounded. So I'm using this formula because it says that. So that means it's A equals PERT. So how do I remember? This is PERUNT or PUNT or RUNT, and this is PERT. Okay? So that means I know my principal. That's my principal. My rate is the percent. So my rate, which is there, is right there. And then they actually told me the time, which is great. So all I got to do is plug this in. So I don't even need a separate piece of paper for this one. So 2,300 E, move the decimal 2 times to the left, times 15. Okay? In case you have to use the simple calculator, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to type in 2,300. E is when you're dealing with natural log. So second E, 0.045 times 15, and I get 4,517.28. Now some of you go, that's a big number. Well, we're talking about money, honey. Started with 2,300 over 15 years, $4,517.28. Okay, last one. I don't see the word compounded. There's no word compounded, so it's going to be this one that I use. Y equals A times B to the X. Let's see what they give us. Okay, so it grows at 6.1%. So that means it's 100 plus 6.1 is 106.1%, but I have to move it 2 to the left. So that means I know that this is 1.061. And let's see, what else did they tell me? They told me how long for something to triple. Okay, but they didn't tell me what the amount was. Okay, let's pretend they said the amount was $500. What would tripling it be? 1,500, right? So if I was to plug in the formula, I would go 1,500 equals 500 times 1.061 to the X. What would I do then? Divide by 500. What would I get? 3. Interesting. Okay, give me another amount. Let's try $20. If I was to triple $20, I'd get $60. So if I was to use this formula, I would go $60 equals 20, 1.061 to the X. How would I solve it? Divide by 20. What's 60 divided by 20? 3. So does the amount of money matter, or what's happening to that amount matter? The fact that I am tripling it means that I don't care about that. I know I'm going to be tripling my money. Because if that was 500 and that was 1,500, 1,500 divided by 500 is 3. If this was 20, this would be 60, and 60 divided by 20 is 3. Now I've got to actually solve this. What do? Log both sides. Little turns big. I'm left with log 3 equals x log 1.061. Divide by log 1.061. I know it's getting messy. I'm running out of time. Sorry. Log 3 and parenthesis divided by log 1.061. And I get 18.55. Now let's figure out what they're talking. How long? If it says exactly how long, you would say 18.55 years. But since it says about how long, I want you to say about 19 years. Now, the bottom half is the same problems as the top half. I cut and pasted incorrectly. So you can either cross it off, or you can use that as practice problems to try again at another time. Okay? And if you turn the page, it's the review. So what does that mean your responsibility is? Oh my gosh, you guys have all this extra time. All these IXLs and all these things need to be done. I have taught you everything. I've even taught you transformations, but you'll get it more later. Okay? Please do your job so we can review when we get back.